Now, the NBA has released a plan to return in late July in this Disney World bubble in Orlando. Jordan, is this plan a win for the NBA?
I think this plan is a win for the NBA, and I think Adam Silver, per usual, is doing an excellent job, certainly the best of all the commissioners in professional sports. And I think the NBA has the most workable plan to be able to continue their season and crown a champion. However, at this point, with all the players that are just testing positive for the coronavirus, and if you combine that with the fact that this season's going to have an asterisk next to it anyway because of the fact that it was postponed and suspended, I don't even know if how it'll feel. Let's for argument's sake, it's not going to happen, but let's for argument's sake, I'm a huge Sixers fan. What if the Sixers won the championship? In theory, that's supposed to be a very, very happy day for me because I've been a Sixers fan my entire life and they haven't won in 37 years. They win, which they won't. I'm just using it as a hypothetical. I won't know what to think.
I agree with that. There's a huge asterisk on whoever wins the title this year. And not just because we stopped the season and we're coming back, but because there's all these teams with players that aren't coming back. And there's this new format and this new system and the bubble and all these different things. And as much as the NBA and analysts and all these people say there's not an asterisk, there is an asterisk on a win this season, especially like, say, the Lakers, right? They're one of the favorites to come back and win. Avery Bradley isn't even coming back for the Lakers this season. He's one of their main starters, and now they're signing J.R. Smith. I mean, just the Lakers themselves aren't even the same team they were just a few months ago before the All-Star break.
I 100% agree. And you look at a team like the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, talk about people not playing, whether it be because of the coronavirus, because of injury. I mean, Kyrie's already out. Kevin Durant's been out all season. Now you got DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie that are declared that they're not playing or tested positive for the coronavirus. Wilson Chandler's not playing. Like, what does that leave you left with, like, Joe Harris and Karis LeVert? Like, that you're not going to be able to, like, certain teams are just not going to be able to compete with what they have presently constructed due to injuries. And if you combine that with the pandemic, not to mention the players that will test positive, the players that are going to breach the protocol of the bubble, I think it's just a disaster waiting to happen. But I give them the best shot out of these sports now to continue their season compared to the MLB and the NHL.
Well, that's for sure. But I think time will really tell if this is a win for the NBA, because it's something like 16 players have already tested positive, and whether they have symptoms, I hope they all get better regardless. But it's not just the players that have tested positive that aren't playing. There's some players that just say, hey, the league is asking a lot of us to go stay in this bubble, not leave the campus, just play basketball. Some of these games won't even be on live television. The league is asking a lot of these players, and some of them have chosen not to play just regarding the coronavirus, but, not related to it. So there's a whole big thing here. And you have to also question why the NBA is returning in the first place. I mean, personally, I think it's pretty clear they're just trying to make back as much money as possible that they lost. But is that really the solution, or do you just sit back and say, you know what, let's keep our players safe and take your losses? Because now what's going to happen with the season ending in October is it's inevitably going to delay the start of next season, which I think, you look at what all these leagues have put together now, the worst possible thing, I think, is that the new schedule or the new season delays the start of the next season or influences in some way the next season, because then not only will this season and this finals have an asterisk on it, but next season's will too.
100%. I mean, it'd be weird because we think of Christmas Day as like a staple day in the NBA because that's what everybody does on Christmas. They watch basketball.
Just when everyone starts watching the NBA.
Exactly, pretty much. And everyone watches football on Thanksgiving. It's just like the holiday, and that's what we do on it. So it'd be weird to have opening day on Christmas. It wouldn't really feel like the NBA. And then they said maybe that they'd inevitably shorten the season because this is not going to be a permanent schedule change if it happened. The NBA is not going to do that to where that they compete with the NFL every season with their finals. That's ridiculous. No one wants to compete with the monopoly that is the National Football League.
Of course.
So with the NBA this year probably playing their finals in September when the NFL is scheduled to have week 1 through 3, it's just no one wants to do that. So even if they did start in December, next season would be shortened. There's so much going into the fact that the NBA should probably just cancel the season and return to normalcy. And yes, that could be taking a cap hit in terms of their revenue, which is definitely a problem. But you think about how juiced up a crowd in October would be to watch the NBA, assuming there's a little bit of normalcy by then.
Yeah. And I mean, just looking back, all these leagues, but especially the NBA, you have to wonder when they were sitting in that room coming up with this plan to return in July, if they were even questioning how it would influence next year. Because I think personally, the one thing they should have tried to avoid at all costs was influencing next season. And now, again, time will tell if this is a win for the NBA. But personally, right now with this new schedule, I mean, I know they're trying the best they can, but with all these players not returning, some testing positive, I hope they all get better. I have to say right now, I do not think this plan is a win for the league.
Well, I agree with you on that. I think it's the best plan that they could have come up with, and I think the thought is there. It's just a matter of the execution.